Welcome to Mona Tutorials. In this session, we're going to be looking at adding audio to a Mona space. First, we're going to be looking at some audio considerations with the way the Mona spaces are set up, and then we'll go into how to add audio into the Mona space. Let's jump in. So when it comes to a Mona space, basically there's one audio track going in. This includes all the chat, all the audio, and any event audio that you have. So if your audio is background music, for example, that will be at the same time as everyone chatting in a Mona space. Now, it is possible to mute the site, but that would include the chat as well. So at the moment, basically, you want to sort of make sure that your audio is more subtle in comparison to the audio of chat and possibly any live music going into the space with the tools that are available in the live music feed. That tutorial is available in the docs as well. I recommend keeping any ambient music, for example, quite low. That said, any events, so doors or elevators or any single event audio activities can be as loud as comfortable, I guess you could say, because that's a single turn event, so those are fine. How do we add audio? So what I will usually do is I will create an empty game object. Let's just call this audio for now. And we have one MP3. Now, WAV files are also supported, but those are much larger in file size. So you'll probably want to use MP3s in your space. I've just used this from one of the resources pages. Now, what we need to do basically is we're going to add component, add audio source. And then we're going to drag our audio asset into the audio clip, and that's basically it. If I wanted to, I could probably put a loop, so at the end of the song it will start it again, and that's it for now. So the default settings have it set as spatial blend as 2D, so this asset will be heard everywhere the space. So let's have a quick look at that. As you can see with that example, you could run around the space and the audio was the same. Now, in this case, I may want to create an audio asset that has a limited reach in the space. So for that, we basically need to create a spatial blend from 2D to 3D. And then sometimes I would want to play with some of these settings to make sure that it works as you see fit. So at the moment, the minimum distance is like 1 meter, which is this one. And then you have 500, but for this argument, let's look at making this 5. Sometimes when you go to logarithmic, you'll find that it goes to 0.2. So I can change that if you want to have that effect be more like that. So it depends on what approach you want to go with. I'll usually go linear. Now, of course, there's a lot of other features you could do here. For example, pitch and volume. Once again, if you're using ambient music, which I don't really recommend because an owner might want to use it to create a live feed of music. But if you're doing ambient noise, then that I would probably still turn down to anywhere between 0.2 and 0.3. So let's put that to 0.3. So in here, it's going to be 0.3 maximum volume, and then it goes to 0 here. Let's give that a check. So notice that it went down pretty quickly. So let's get to put this up to, like, say 20, which is much bigger. Actually, even more. Let's go 30. So that allows us to sort of create an interesting approach to our asset. 0.3 was good, but for argument, I'm going to make it 0.4. And that's about it. So let's have one more test before wrapping it up. So that's all our audio for basic audio space. These of course could be special effects on assets or ambient noise. I'd probably recommend not having background music on the grounds that an owner might want to run their own music in the space with the live feed tool. So by adding a limitation to that, then that will give them more freedom in the space with the current settings. Hope that helps. Have a nice day.